Hey guys, what's up? It's Eli. Yeah, it's been a while. I think my last video was the end of July. And I'm gonna apparently take off my glasses, so you just don't have to stare at yourselves in the computer the entire time. Um, Sorry, I heard something. I had to make sure it wasn't the kid. It's bedtime. So, since July, let's see. My wife and child have now joined me in Michigan, and we are renting our own place. I don't live with my parents anymore. Hallelujah. No, nothing wrong with my parents in particular. I just like to be back with my wife and child and not living at my parents' house at 31 years old. And oh, so that's kind of life updates. Works fine, whatever. Um, I mean, I'm not trying to make this too long, so I'm not going to go into super detail about anything. So I haven't made a video in a really long time, so I kind of just wanted to throw things out there. And I am kind of still around. I mean, I'm not on as much as I was because uh, after 2 years of being unemployed, working full time, it takes it out of me. Man, almost 2.5 years that I haven't had a job, and then I went to full time, 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, and it kind of knocks it out of me. And I come home and I just want to be with my wife and kid, and then I'm in bed, and then I get up and I do it again, and then on the weekends we're trying to get so much done that. Anyways, tea updates and stuff. Oh, sorry. You wouldn't believe that it's only 10:30. And I'm yawning like it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Tea updates. I just had to get this will be my third refill. I am... Oh. October 11th was... I'm a little blown away at myself. Was 8 months. Am I counting that right? March to April, April to May, May to June to July, July to August, August, September, September to October. Okay, yeah, it was 7 months. That feels a little more correct. March will be a year, so yeah, I guess 7 months. So 7 months on testosterone, 7.5 months at this point, I guess, and um, getting my third vial because my first was mixed stupidly, so that one went too fast. I actually, which has been a big pain because of the move and everything, and waiting for my insurance from work to kick in. So then having to find a doctor in the area who accepts my insurance, which isn't difficult to find a doctor in the area who accepts my insurance, but then to add in that I want to be comfortable with that doctor because you guys know what it's like. I mean, it's different from just any old person, finding a doctor. Um, you know, all my trans issues, I don't want to deal with somebody that's just incompetent or stereotyping or asinine about it. I want something that's going to be cool with it. Um, for the most part, I work that out. He's the doctor I went and saw that wrote me the prescription. I've kind of seen on and off over the years. He's a really nice guy. My aunt works for him, and she runs his office. Um, he's the one that discovered my heart murmur, and so I had to go back and check in with him about that and get my meds back for my heart. And he was willing to write my refill for my testosterone, so that's awesome because it needed to be done. I'll still have to find like a primary care physician or whatever, but we'll get around to that. I'm also looking for a trans-friendly OB in the area, which isn't turning out to be as easy as I was hoping it was going to be. Just searches for it isn't coming up. As far as the trans community in Lansing that I found so far, it's a very heavy MTF, and so, which is an issue. It just makes it so that there's not a lot of information out there for us FTMs. A buddy of mine started a trans group up at our church. Our church is actually providing the safe space for us, but it's not affiliated with our church. He started a trans group up there, And we've met a couple of times, and it's good. And there's some interesting people there, and I've met a couple other guys. They're all younger than me, really young, but I mean, they're really nice guys. I get along with them. Um, so we're kind of trying to build something, and we talked at the last meeting about getting some awareness out about the meetings to get more people there, as well as like building some awareness around the Lansing area and mid Michigan area. So, um, uh, what else is going on? So as far as like tea updates and stuff, my voice has dropped more, and I think I'm going through another drop, but I'm still managing to figure out how to sing. And I joined choir at church, and I'm a tenor currently. I worry I have to struggle to hit some of the higher notes that we're singing, and I used to sing soprano. Um, so I worry about some of the higher notes that we're singing, and I can feel like my voice. I'm not sure if it's just awkwardness with my new singing voice, or if I realized I'm staring at myself on the computer and not the camera. If it's awkwardness with my new singing voice, I guess, or if it's strain because I'm trying to hit notes that are outside of my range. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Um, the director I knew from before. He's actually odd story, but my wife's college roommate. It's her father is our church choir director. So we kind of told him about the job when the position opened a couple of years ago, or like a year and a half ago. So, um, anyways, that's going well, and the voice drop. My hair's kind of tapered off at this point, like hair growth and stuff, and I haven't really noticed any extra growth down below. Um, I have noticed the skin on my chest stretching out more. Um, I haven't decided if that's a good thing or a bad thing, if it's making it more difficult to bind or not. It's hard to say whether it is or not because I've just been really dysphoric about it lately. I'm pushing real hard to figure out how I can have chest surgery. And especially I get paid PTO, paid time off from work, and the way it works, because we had a 90-day period after we were hired before we could use our PTO, then that means for this calendar year, I only have to spread my 3 weeks of PTO over 9 months, whereas every other year I'll have to spread it over 12 months because I won't have the 90-day probation period. So I'm hoping before next July, which is when I was hired in, I'm hoping before next July that I can use my PTO or some of my PTO to have top surgery, and I'm leaning towards Medali in Cleveland, and my wife is home, so there's going to be a lot of ruckus for a minute. Hey, babe. I'm recording a video, just so you know.
Oh.
I don't mind. I heard you coming in. I just wanted you to know. Yep. I'm leaning towards Medali in Cleveland for a couple of reasons. One, I found some good research into the job that he's doing on bigger guys. And that's a real concern for me is having a bigger chest, but also just being a big guy. And I'm trying to lose weight, and I've changed my eating habits and stuff like that, and I'm trying to work exercising, but like I told you, work's making me feel tired all the time and like I'm old. But I'm trying to change some things so I can lose more weight, but I'm still a big guy, and I don't know how big I'm going to be at surgery, I guess is what I'm going to say. So I want to make sure that the doctor I do pick does a good job on big guys, because from what I've seen, any that I could choose, relatively speaking, does a good job on smaller guys. So that was one of the reasons I chose Medali. And the other big one is because of the proximity to my home and being close to Michigan. Because of having a toddler in the house, it makes it more difficult to go away from home for an extended period of time. And so the other doctor that I'm leaning towards would be Garamoni. The thought of hauling and heading down to Florida and then being down there not being able to help my wife and being so far from home, harder to take somebody with us to help and convince them to take the time off or whatnot, and then not knowing places or having resources or having somebody, Cleveland to Lansing isn't that bad of a drive. Being able to call them and say, hey, could you come down? So that's kind of the thought process that we're going through right now, but I haven't set anything in stone. I'm hoping before Christmas to schedule my surgery, and I'm hoping to schedule it uh, March. I March would be my ideal time. Um, I don't know why, it's just in my head. It's around my 1 year mark. It would make me feel good. I mean, yeah, I'd have it tomorrow if I could, but I can't. So, you gotta set some kind of a goal. Anyways, that's kind of it for like tea updates and stuff. The only other really life update is that I'm thinking about going back to school in January, which would totally, the surgery would screw that all up, but then spring break might be in that time. But I was also thinking about just taking like online classes for accounting, is what I want to do. So if I'm taking online classes, then it won't matter. If I'm a little drugged, then I'm sitting in bed doing my homework. So whatevs. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So, it's nice seeing y'all. Haven't seen you in a long time. If you got any questions or anything, hit me up. Love to talk with you guys. Um, kind of miss my YouTube community, and I'm gonna try to be back on here every once in a while because I miss catching up on videos and seeing how everybody's doing, and kind of letting you guys know how I'm doing. So it makes me feel good to, clear my chest, let it out. So. Alright, I will catch you later. I gotta put back on the glary glasses. Otherwise I won't be able to find the stop recording button.